Have you ever seen something in a house and thought, that looks amazing, but then immediately you followed it up with, but I wouldn't want to live with that? That right there is where things start to fall apart. Now, it's important that you stick around and you watch this video through its duration, because at the very end, I'm going to give you a golden nugget that's going to help you push your home, sell it faster, and make more money. That's my promise to you. There are certain features of a home that photograph beautifully and they look fantastic online. But the second a buyer walks into the home, they start to imagine what the day-to-day living would be like with these items, and it kills all the excitement. Let me give you some quick examples. Vessel sinks. They look high-end until you actually use one. Water splashes everywhere, they're hard to clean, and suddenly buyers are starting to think, is this what day-to-day living is going to be like with one of these? How about the classic open shelving? Looks good in a magazine, but in real life, every item has to be meticulously placed 24/7, especially if you have showings coming up when you're trying to sell your house. It gets dusty, it's greasy. Buyers know this, and it's annoying. And this one surprises people. Freestanding tubs and open showers. Beautiful in theory, but buyers immediately start to think about cleaning behind it, around it, and then obviously maintaining it. Here's the part that most sellers just don't realize. Buyers aren't just noticing these things, they're mentally stacking them against each other. One annoying feature may not be a disaster, but 3 or 4, now the house starts to feel like work. Now this next category, this is where a lot of sellers get caught off guard, because their house doesn't have bad features, they're just yesterday's trends. And trends in real estate, they don't just fade slowly, they flip almost immediately. Gray everything or white everything is a perfect example of this. I'm sure you've seen this in a lot of homes, in a lot of magazines. It was yesterday's trend, but now it's changing. A few years ago, buyers loved it. It was simple, it was modern, it's what everyone was doing. Today, what I've noticed is a lot of buyers walk into these kind of homes and they feel cold. They don't feel homey, they feel dated. And it's the same thing with shiplap everywhere. It was a quick fix to make homes look nice and updated, but a lot of buyers are starting to think, I don't really like this anymore. Or how about the overdone farmhouse look? Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad look. All that I'm telling you from my research and what I'm seeing is that a lot of buyers, they're not liking these homes that are just 100% farmhouse. Because here's what's going on inside the buyer's mind psychologically. They're thinking about the long-term resale potential on this home. And as a seller, these are some things that you should really consider before putting your house on the market. What you should do is talk to your local real estate agent, and they'll be able to give you some updates on your market and what's actually trending. When a buyer feels a home is dated, they start to ask themselves some questions. If I buy this house now, how much work is going to need to be done later on down the road should I not stay here to make this thing sell at the top dollar that I'm hoping to get out of this home in today's market and in the future market? Even if a home is perfectly fine, it still creates some type of hesitation in buyers. And hesitation is what kills urgency. Remember, no urgency means weak or no offers at all. Now, this next one is probably the biggest deal killer of them all. So listen up, because this has nothing to do with style, but more about the effort that you put into your home. When it comes to selling real estate, buyers, for the most part, the general public, they don't want projects. The moment they walk into your home and they think, am I going to have to deal with that or fix that or replace that or modernize or change that, that's when the real issues begin. Popcorn ceilings, it's a project. It's old, no one wants to deal with it. Barn doors on a bathroom, they offer no privacy, no sound barrier. People are starting to steer away from it. If anything is overly customized, too much of one thing suddenly becomes a headache. Buyers don't like it. And here's what's important to take away from this. Buyers don't calculate the costs, they just subtract value emotionally. They might not say, well, this costs $5,000. Instead, they think, well, I'm just gonna offer $10,000 less because emotionally, that's how it feels to me. Or they'll just move on to the next house that doesn't feel like work. So more than likely, your next logical question is, what's actually working then? Buyers, they're not looking for perfect homes. They don't exist unless, of course, it's a new build, and well, even then it becomes questionable. They're looking for homes that are easy to live in. They want to go home and they want to feel like this is a home, not something that's sitting in a magazine. Warm tones, natural textures, a place that feels warm and inviting. Rooms with a purpose, spaces that feel useful, even outdoor areas. Buyers want to picture themselves living there, not just looking at it. These are all very, very important to the perception of how a buyer feels when they go into a house for the first time. Here's the bottom line. The goal is no longer to impress buyers. It's to remove any reasons for them to hesitate when it comes time to writing an offer on your house. If you are considering selling your home, this is the quickest thing that you should do to evaluate if your home is ready or not. And this is called the 3F rule. Number 1, how does it feel? Does your home feel warm or does it feel cold? Number 2, function. Does anything feel annoying to use? Is there any wasted space that you could turn into usable space? And then number 3, does anything feel like it needs a lot of work? If the answer is yes to any of these 3 F's, then it's costing you money on the back end because more than likely, people are going to notice because they're smarter now, and in their mind, they're naturally going to come in and start to offer you a lower sticker price than what you have it listed for. Unless, of course, you have an amazing real estate agent and they have it priced correctly. At the end of the day, you can love your home exactly the way it is. But remember, buyers see it differently, and that difference is what's going to either make you money or help you lose money. If you're thinking about selling, trust me, do not guess on this stuff. And luckily for you, down below, I've created a friendly PDF with a reminder of every single bullet point that I've talked about in this video. All that you have to do is print it off, use it whenever it comes time to getting your home ready to sell. And by now, you're probably already thinking, this dude's awesome. I love what he's doing. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, and all those fancy things that we always ask people to do. Thank you for being here on this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. And listen, don't forget, if you wanna know why having a buyer agent is so important, check out this video. I know it'll bring a lot of value to you. Take care.